This is the BLUETTI B300K expansion battery, and I've been using it as the extra capacity behind my BLUETTI setup at home and on short road trips. My initial reaction was mixed. The promise of a compact, long-life LiFePO4 battery module sounded great, but I was worried about the weight, the stiff expansion cable people talk about, and whether losing the standalone ports from the older B300 would bug me. After living with it, I have a clear sense of what it does well and where it's a trade-off. On the outside, the B300K looks like a clean, purpose-built brick. The shell is a dark gray, scuff-resistant plastic that feels solid without looking flashy. The integrated handles are sturdy, but the grip is a bit shallow, so I plan my lifts and don't carry it far. At about 65 pounds, it's a two-hand job for me, and I don't pretend this is grab and go. There are no wheels, so moving it means either a short lift or a dolly. The front is simple: a power button, a 5-segment LED bar for state of charge, and a single USB-A port for low-power emergencies. That simplicity actually grew on me. It looks tidy next to my AC300, and when stacked, it forms a stable base with a low center of gravity. The expansion cable deserves its own mention. Key features like high current capability demand a serious cable, and you get exactly that. The P090 cable is thick, rigid, and locks in with a solid slide mechanism. From my experience, it's reassuringly secure, but it sticks out farther than I'd like, so I leave around 6 to 8 inches of clearance on the side. That's the price of safety and capacity, and I've made peace with it. From my experience, the B300K's 2764.8 watts per capacity feels honest. It's a 51.2-volt LiFePO4 pack rated for 4,000 plus cycles to 80% capacity, which is a big reason I went this route. LiFePO4 means stable chemistry, long lifespan, and fewer worries about thermal issues. I've run it with an AC300 for home backup and a couple of weekends in a small camper setup. At home, it covered a fridge plus internet gear and some lights for most of a day, depending on how often the fridge compressor kicked in. With a laptop, router, and a few chargers, it cruised through an entire workday and then some. With heavier loads like a microwave or a 1500-watt space heater, it drains fast, as expected. That's just basic math. High watts chew through watt hours. Charging depends on the head unit you pair it with. With the AC300, I've done fast AC charging at high rates and filled a single B300K in around an hour and a half. Solar through the AC300's dual MPPTs felt efficient in decent sun. I've also used it with an AC200L, and the pairing was seamless. Backward and forward compatibility has been real for me. No drama, just plug it in and the system recognizes the module. I did one full discharge and recharge cycle to help the batteries calibrate state of charge. After that, the LED bar matched the app closely enough for everyday use. Cold weather behavior matters where I am. The B300K does not have internal heating, so I don't charge it below freezing. When I kept it in an unheated garage during a cold snap, I brought it indoors before charging. Small hassle, but it's worth noting if you live with long winters. Discharging in the cold has been fine within the published limits. But charging when it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit is a no-go. If you need all-weather charging in a cold space, this is a limitation to plan around. The single USB-A port on the battery sounds almost silly given the size, but it's more useful than I thought. It saved me once when I had the inverter off and needed to top off a phone. That said, this is not a standalone power station. No 12V car socket, no direct solar input to the battery, no USB CPD. It's designed to be a pure expansion module. In my opinion, that's the right call for anyone building a system around the AC300, AC500, or AC200L, AC200 Max. If you want a battery that doubles as a mini power bank with multiple ports, the older B300 or B300S is the better fit. I chose the B300K because I keep it tethered to an inverter 99% of the time, and I wanted the best cost per watt hour and cycle life. Real talk on ergonomics, lifting it into an RV compartment took some body English. And the cable stiffness means I can't push the stack tight to a wall. On the flip side, the compact footprint compared to the original B300 helped me fit it in a space that used to hold 2 bulky lead-acid batteries. The clean face and simple LED bar make it easy to glance and go, and the build feels durable enough to handle regular moves between home and van. Key features that have mattered to me are the LiFePO4 chemistry with long cycle life, the 2.7 kilowatt-hour usable capacity per module, and the broad compatibility across BLUETTI's ecosystem. The wireless internal design BLUETTI talks about is not visible to me, but the pack does feel dense and space efficient, and I've had zero rattles or weirdness inside the case. When paired to the AC300, it charged fast, delivered steady power under load, and balanced correctly when I added a second module later. I like that I can start with one battery and scale up to a much bigger system without changing the heart of my setup. What I like most is the reliability. It behaves like a battery should. It gives me predictable runtime, doesn't get fussy, and charges hard when I need to turn it around quickly. It's perfect for users who value cycle life and safety over extra ports, and who are building a modular system that can grow. My concerns are straightforward. It's heavy, the cable needs room and patience, and it's not a cold weather charger unless you bring it inside or warm it up. If those are deal breakers, you'll feel them right away. For me, the performance more than offsets the quirks. In my opinion, the B300K hits a sweet spot for anyone pairing it with AC200L, AC200 Max, AC300, or AC500. From my experience, it's the set it and trust it kind of expansion battery. I'd recommend this for homeowners who want extra runtime for essential circuits, RV owners who need modular power that can be distributed in a rig, and anyone who cares about long-term value from a battery that won't fade fast. In conclusion, the BLUETTI B300K is a workhorse expansion module that focuses on what matters: safe chemistry, long life, real capacity, and plug-and-play compatibility with the BLUETTI ecosystem. If you understand that it's not a standalone power station, and you're okay giving the cable some breathing room, it's a strong buy. To learn more about the BLUETTI B300K expansion battery, please check the comments section. Thank you for watching.